Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.
Hi friends, today we will start with bank reconciliation statement, that's BRS, which is commonly known as BRS. The first thing what you're going to learn here, what is BRS, why BRS, what is the need of it, do you actually need it for your accounting, right? If we don't have a BRS, is there any problem that is there any shortfall or deficiency in our accounting system? We're going to learn every bit of the bank reconciliation statement. First of all, we should understand what is BRS, right? Once you understand BRS, what is BRS, then we'll learn how to prepare BRS or bank reconciliation statement. My first sincere request to you all, do understand the basic of bank reconciliation statement first. Every small concept, every minute concept also you should understand. Once you understand what is BRS, then of course you can able to handle any kind of problem in your examination. First and foremost things, I want to just put it across you people, can never ever try to by heart the format of bank reconciliation statement. Never. The day you by heart the format and in examination you get a different question, slightly modified question, little deviated question, automatically you are caught there, you are out there. So for the said reason, once you understand the concept, even in examination, a next level question also comes to you. You can able to attempt the question. So don't try to format yourself. Don't try to format how to do a BRS, that is by heart the format. Instead of that, do understand the concept first. Let's move slowly inside part of bank reconciliation statement. Before I take you to the real bank reconciliation statement, I would insist first you understand what does it mean by reconciliation. The word reconciliation, when you use, it is nothing but it is something like which gives you the reason behind the difference between two different balances. So, sir, is it reconciliation use the statement only for bank? No, never. It can be used for anything. I'll give you a live example. Let's say Mr. X and Mr. Y. X is a seller, right? Y is the buyer. X sold the goods to Y. The moment X sold goods to Y, what immediately, let's say X sold goods to Y for rupees 5 lakh. The moment X sold the goods to Y, immediately what happened? Now X comes to know that it has sold goods to Y 5 lakh rupees, it will immediately debit to Y's account. And in turn, Y also should immediately credit to X account. So try to understand here, the moment X sold goods to Y, in the books of in the books of X, your Y's account will show 5 lakh debit balance. Similar time, immediately in the books of Y, X account balance should exactly show 5 lakh credit balance. In the sense, X has to receive from Y 5 lakh. The same time, in the books of Y, X account will show that it has to pay Mr. X 5 lakh rupees. Is that clear? Go one step ahead. Now what happened? Let's say Y pays 50,000 to X. The moment Y pays 50,000 to X, the 5 lakh rupees of balance, the moment it has paid 50,000, the 5 lakh balance came down by 0.5 lakh. The moment it reduced, it came down to 4.5 lakh. Who paid? Now Y paid to X, right? Y paid to X, so immediately balance came down here to 4.5 lakh. Same time, in the books of Y also, this balance will fall down immediately by 50,000. The balance here will come down to 4.5 lakh. Done. Take next step, maybe a little ahead. What is that? Now Y has returned some good to X. Y, now due to some kind of defect, something, maybe 30,000 rupees of goods, Y send it to X. And it is a defected item. So what happened? Y, the moment it sent it to X, immediately in the books of Y, X account got debited by again 30,000 rupees. So I'll just pull down this by, the balance here comes down by 0.3 lakh. So it came down to 4.2 lakh. Now just imagine what has happened. Y and X, let us say year has come to end. Now in the books of X, the balance is 4.5 lakh here. In the books of Y, the balance is 4.2 lakh here. And this, let's say year has come to end, and let's say X has already admitted, yes, this is defective item. You can return it back to me. And I'm just going to take it in my books of account. And I'm just going to reduce the balance, but Mr. X has already forgotten. He has already forgotten that this 30,000 need to be adjusted. Defective item has come over, but the balance, just imagine a balance here. Here, the balance is 4.5 lakh. X book is showing it has to receive from Y 4.5 lakh rupees, whereas in the books of Y, it is showing the payable is only 4.2 lakh. So what happened? Mr. X, let's say it has called to Y, ki boss, you have to pay me. He said, how much? No, it is 4.5 lakh. Y said, no, it is only 4.2 lakh. So what do you mean? At the same point, is it that they'll just fight, go to the court, take somebody, no, why it is 4.5 lakh? No doubt, this question will arise. But what will happen here? The moment X says that I have to receive from you 4.5, Y says that I have to pay you 4.2 lakh. So there comes the confusion. Immediately what X will say, no problem, kindly give me a statement of account which is there in your book. So Y has sent a statement of account which shows initially the goods were sold 5 lakh. Then payment has been received 50,000. Then goods returned, right, by Mr. Y. 0.3 lakh, in the sense 30,000. The moment X comes to know this, immediately what X will do? Now it is going to record the same 30,000 rupees of return here and bring down the balance 4.5 lakh to by 30,000. And the balance will again here also will come down to 4.2 lakh. In the sense, both the places, the balance comes and ends and hits 4,20,000. So this process what we did, the whole thing what we did here, that's called as reconciliation. In the sense, there were balance differences and we tried to reconcile, we tried to find out the reason why there is a difference. And when you come to know the differences was due to this 30,000 rupees of goods which was returned by Y to X, which is received by X but was not accounted earlier. Now it is being accounted. So the moment it is accounted, both the places the balance comes down to 4.2 lakh. This entire exercise, whatever we did here, is called as reconciliation. Is that clear? So reconciliation is nothing but finding out the reason of difference between two balances, and just not only to know the difference, after knowing the difference, even we are going to take the whatever the step we are supposed to take. The requisite action need to be taken from our end is being taken, or from side of Mr. X is being taken, and the balance is being comes to same 4.2 lakh both the places. This is called as reconciliation. In the sense, finding out the reason of difference between two different balances. It is like a mirror reflection. X sold goods to Y. Here it shows 5 lakh debit balance. In the books of Y, X account will show 5 lakh credit balance immediately. Payment is being sent by Y to X. Balance reduced there from 4.5 lakh to 4.5 lakh. Here also the balance comes down to 4.5 lakh. So if we'll just look at this, it's like a mirror reflection. What happens here? Because since it is transaction between two parties, right? So automatically the balances should continuously start having the same both the places. Where there is a difference, we need to reconcile. We need to find out the reason of the difference and do reconcile it, do bring it down to the same line. That's called as reconciliation statement. This thing, let us just incorporate to a bank reconciliation statement. Now, what is again this bank reconciliation statement? Fine. Reconciliation we came to know. Reconciliation is nothing but to know the reason of difference between two balances. Now come over to bank reconciliation statement. So then what is bank reconciliation? Why we prepare this? What for we prepare a bank reconciliation statement? All this which we are going to discuss now in the next segment. Like, as a business concern, as a business entity, what we do? Now we do have our cash book. In the cash book, we have something called as a bank account. What do we do in this bank account? Now in this bank account, we record all the transaction which is routed through the bank. In the sense, all check receipts, checks payment, anything which is due through the bank, we do through this. Right? So in your cash book, okay, in the cash book, you must be knowing something called as a dual column cash book or double column cash book, where you have a cash column as well as a bank column. So in your cash book, you have a bank account. Now what is this bank account? This is the account which records how much money we are having in the bank, in the sense how much we deposited in the bank, how much we have withdrawn from the bank, what is the other payments we have done from the bank, and this is finally shows what is the bank balance we have. Same time, so imagine in our book, we have a bank account, right? Same time, in the books of the bank, let me call it as the bank book. Let's say, right, it is State Bank of India. In the bank book, there will be something called as customer account. So, in the books, in our cash book, in the bank column, nothing but in our bank account, let me call it as bank account. We have something, in our cash book, we have bank account. Same time, in the books of bank, there is customer account. So in cash book, we are going, as I said, in the bank column of the cash book, which is so-called the bank account, we are going to record all receipts, all payment through the bank. Again, why this bank, sir? I'll do everything in cash, as you have already seen. Bank is something where you do all the transactions through the bank, obviously to reduce maybe the cash handling, and everything get accounted, because in cash transactions, when you handle a lot of cash, there will be a lot of manipulations, fraud. To avoid all this, we want to keep everything in black and white, everything in recorded segment. So we record everything, we receive everything in the bank, we pay everything in the bank to the extent possible. Yeah, obviously you cannot expect, yeah sir, I'll give the tea coffee guy who has come to my office, he has given me 50 rupees of tea coffee, I'll give him a check for it. You cannot do that. So for that, we try to avoid as much as cash possible to the extent. So try to route everything to the bank account. Now let's move with why you require this bank reconciliation statement. Now, in our cash book, remember, we deposited. Imagine we have account with State Bank of India. We received a check from a customer, 50,000 rupees. We received it. The moment we received a check from our customer of 50,000, we pass a journal entry. And the journal entry goes something like this, that is, bank account we debit by 50,000 and credit it to whom? Now, of course, the customer account. So the customer account get credited with 50,000 rupees. The moment we pass this entry, in our cash book bank column or in the so-called bank account, in our book, immediately bank account balance shows 50,000 debit balance. So let me repeat, we received a check of 50,000 rupees from a customer, and the moment we receive this 50,000 rupees from a customer, we pass a journal entry, that is bank account debit to customer account. 50,000 rupees. Now what happens here? Immediately, the moment we receive the check, what we'll do, we'll go to the bank, right, and deposit the check in the bank. What is the job of the bank? Now, bank is nothing but, right, is an intermediary for us who collects the money from the bank account of Mr. X. Now, let me make it more lively. Our customer, right, he has given us, we have the account with State Bank of India. But the customer, the check what he has given me a check, let us say of Corporation Bank. So what I'll do, of course, we'll go to our bank, deposit the check of 50,000 rupees in the bank. Our bank, in turn, will send the check something called as a clearing process. Bank will send this 50,000 rupees for clearing, in the sense to the clearing house, get it clear, get a green signal from the Corporation Bank of the customer, yes, make the payment. Corporation Bank will make that 50,000 payment to our bank, that is State Bank of India. State Bank of India will receive the money. So now you tell me, State Bank of India receive the money, 50,000, but is it their money? No, it is of ours. In the sense, for the bank, it is the customer money. Bank has received it, but on behalf of the customer. So of course, in the bank book, immediately the customer account will show immediately a 50,000 credit balance. So please try to understand. In our book, in the books of the business, the bank account showing 50,000 debit balance. For us, in our business book, 50,000 debit does not means, 50,000 means it is 50,000 receivable. From whom? Now from bank. In fact, our money is lying with the bank. Instead of having the money at home in the form of cash, what you are doing, we are having that in the bank account. So in our book, our bank account showing 50,000 debit balance means 50,000 rupees of money we have lying with the bank. This is our money. It's my asset, right? Of course, in my balance sheet, it will be shown in the balance sheet asset side. All this we'll detail discuss when we'll reach your balance sheet point. So 50,000 rupees in our book bank account showing debit balance. At the same time, in the bank book, customer account showing 50,000 credit balance. Try to understand. Here it is a debit, here it is a credit. So when it is a debit balance here, it is a credit balance there. Exactly the mirror reflection. Exactly the mirror reflection, 50,000 credit balance here. Right? Is that clear? So for the bank, it's a credit balance. For the bank, it's a liability. Because bank need to pay 50,000 to the customer. Bank is having the money, but it is not theirs. It belongs to the customer. So 50,000 rupees is a liability available in the books of the bank. So please try to understand again, in our book, in the business books of the businessman, the bank account showing debit balance means it is an asset. It is our money lying with the bank. Same time, this amount is available in the bank passbook in the form of a credit balance. What is passbook? It's nothing but the statement of the customer in the bank. In the sense, as we maintain the bank account in our book, similar way, in the bank book, there is customer account, which is normal in the form of statement. So there it is showing 50,000 credit balance. Clear? So here 50,000 debit balance in the books of business means it is a positive balance. It is a favorable balance. Same time in the books of bank, it will show 50,000 credit balance. So both the cases, remember, this is for us, it is a favorable balance, which will be shown in the balance sheet asset side. Is that clear? So now, balances, both the places, it is same 50,000, 50,000. Clear? Now go to the next step, another one step ahead. What happens here, right? Now, let's say we have issued a check to our supplier. What we did? 20,000 rupees of check we have issued to our supplier. We have made a payment to our supplier. The moment we have made the payment, we'll pass a journal entry here. What is that? Now, supplier's account debit. Supplier's account debit. That's 20,000 to bank. It is 20,000. Imagine a situation. Imagine this was on 31st March 2018. The check is being issued by us. The moment we issue the check, we pass the journal entry, supplier's account debit to bank 20,000. Clear? In our book, we have given a check to the supplier who came and asked us the payment. He said, where is my payment? We gave him a 20,000 check. He has taken the check. The moment we have issued him a check, we pass the journal entry. Balance here 50. It was, I've given a check of 20,000. Now the balance came down in our book to 30,000 debit balance. Now, let's take one step ahead. We have given the check when? Now on 31st March 2018. The moment we paid this 20,000 rupees of check to the customer, what we did? Now we immediately, the supplier account, we immediately debited to the supplier. So we reduced the supplier balance in our book, and at the same time, even our bank balance reduced from 50,000 to 20,000 in our book. Now, just think of, we have given our supplier the check of which bank? The State Bank of India. He has taken the check. He has gone with the check. What you will do? Let's say he is having account with ICICI Bank. What he will do? Let's say he will go to ICICI Bank. He'll deposit the check in his account. And his ICICI Bank will in turn send it for clearing. In the sense, they should get a green signal from our State Bank of India saying that yes, balance is there in the book, and the State Bank of India, our account will make the payment to ICICI, reduce the balance, make the payment. This process, what we call it as the clearing process. This clearing, there is a clearing time which is required. Now what is it? As I gave you the example, we have given him a check of our State Bank of India. He is having account with ICICI Bank. He goes to his bank. Let us say he goes to his bank on 1st of April. After going to his bank on 1st of April, he deposited the check. His bank will send it to clearing house. And after getting a clearance from the clearing house, they will credit his account maybe after 2 days. And even it will come and hit our account, our State Bank of India, right? Let's say it is going to hit our account on 3rd of April. So please imagine, from 31st March to 3rd April 2018, till the time this check comes and hits the account, our account, that is State Bank of India, the balance in our bank, that is as per the passbook, as per the bank, it is how much? Now it is 50,000. Whereas the balance as per our cash book, balance as per our cash book bank column, it is 30,000 debit balance. So just imagine, balance in our book, it is 30,000 debit, whereas balance as per passbook, it is 50,000 still. Now the question comes, sir, you called the bank manager and the bank manager said, sir, you have 50,000 in your account. So next question, can we issue a check of 50,000 to another supplier now? Answer is no, because the balance is not 50, it is 30,000. The 20,000 rupees of check what we have issued, but it is yet to come and hit our account. Till that point, the balance here remains same 50,000. So then, sir, which balance should I show in your balance sheet? What I should show in your balance sheet as my bank balance? Should I show the bank balance as 50,000 or 30,000? All these questions get answered in this chapter called as bank reconciliation statement. Just to give you maybe a clarity before we go to the subsequent segment, I can say in our book, the balance is how much? 30,000. That will be shown in our balance sheet. Now, we prepared a statement. We came to know your bank, it is the 50,000 we have. But in our book, it is only showing only 30,000, for which we prepared a statement. Yeah, what is the reason? Yeah, 20,000 I've given a check, which will come and hit my account any point. So till that point, the balance remains there 50,000. Now we prepared a statement. And in this statement, when you prepare, what is the reason of difference between these two balances? Now we came to know this 20,000 rupees of check. is being issued. To whom? Now to a supplier which is yet to come back and hit our account, which is not yet done. So for this, now we are going to prepare a bank reconciliation statement. We came to know the reason why there is a difference. Now when you start keeping this side bank passbook, this side our bank account, both we check, okay, 50,000 deposited, both the places it is recorded, yes, both the places, done. 20,000 check issued, recorded in our bank account, but not recorded in passbook. We came to know that this is the reason of difference. This is just one of the reason of difference, which comes balance as per cash book and balance as per passbook.
Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.